Hello my dear friends and welcome back to another video. So recently, as you may have seen, Hayden Christensen has been promoting Obi-Wan Kenobi with merch and appearances at a couple of cons, most notably at Florida SuperCon. Now on the weekend of November the 13th and 14th, he's going to be coming here to the UK to promote Obi-Wan Kenobi at MCM Comic Con with none other than Ian McDiarmid. Now when I saw this, I jumped on the opportunity to get tickets and photo autograph op, but what struck me as odd is why Ian McDiarmid is going to be there if we haven't had any confirmation or reports that Palpatine is going to be in the Kenobi series. At first I assumed his appearance was unrelated to Obi-Wan Kenobi and just a reunion of two prequels actors. After all, the two of them have made appearances together over the years at different fan conventions. But given the sheer magnitude of the Kenobi series, and given the way that MCM seem to be promoting both actors in light of it, makes me think that Ian might also be there to promote the Disney Plus series, even if he's not been confirmed yet, and this is kind of like what happened in September of 2019. In case you don't remember, both Ian McDiarmid and Hayden Christensen was set to appear at a Fan X panel, and at the time only Ian was confirmed as Palpatine for the movie. At that time there had been no word on Hayden, and while he only sadly made a voice cameo in the movie, he was involved nonetheless, and there are rumours that he did film some scenes as Anakin's Force Ghost, but those ultimately got cut. So I must wonder if this is a similar situation where both actors are involved in the project, but only one of them has been announced. I would definitely be inclined to think so. Now, a Palpatine appearance in the Kenobi series is by no means unreasonable. In fact, if I had to put money on a character appearing in a show that already promises Darth Vader 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, it would be Palpatine. Not only that, but with the recent rumours of Sith Inquisitors showing up, it seems like Obi-Wan Kenobi as a show is going to be very Empire heavy. And let's be real, you kind of have to have Palpatine for that. I also want to mention that the Kenobi series takes place right in between Revenge of the Sith and Rogue One / A New Hope. That means that the Empire subplot is probably also going to include Tarkin. As we know, they used a CGI version for him in Rogue One, but Lucasfilm recently hired the YouTuber Sharmuk, who made an even more impressive deepfake rendition. So who knows, he might be responsible for bringing Tarkin back to this series. And by the way guys, what I've gathered over the last few months is that we have a lot of Tarkin fans in this community, and if you're one of them, I highly recommend you go and check out the Tarkin novel by James Luceno. That man has written so many amazing novels in Star Wars, he's my favourite author. It's a canon novel which is set in 14 BBY, 5 years after Revenge of the Sith, so given that it's canon, I wouldn't be surprised if the Kenobi series draws on some material from it. You have to remember that Kenobi takes place 10 years after Episode 3, so the Tarkin novel is sort of a prequel to what he and the Empire are up to in the lead up to the upcoming series. But going back to Palpatine, I think he's a vital aspect of this show, even if he only appears in a couple of scenes. If you're bringing back Hayden and Ewan for the big rematch of the century, as Kathleen Kennedy worded it, then you need to have Ian McDiarmid. Now I know there's a lot of hesitancy, I can never say that word, hesitancy, with Palpatine being involved in Disney Star Wars projects, especially after the way that his character was treated in The Rise of Skywalker, but this time it makes sense. This point in the timeline before the original trilogy and a decade after the prequels is arguably the perfect place to have him show up, and I think it's a given that Deborah Chow is going to respect the character way more than J.J. Abrams did.
Everything.
So let's now explore what Palpatine was up to at this stage in the timeline. During the Imperial era after Revenge of the Sith, the Emperor pursued his obsession with immortality, more so than ever before. He mostly withdrew from the public eye to probe the secrets of the dark side and study Sith arcana. He simply wanted to live forever, and while those closest to him such as Darth Vader would often talk to him, he mostly remained hidden. Given his twisted and close relationship to Darth Vader at this point, them interacting in the Kenobi series is a must. But it must be said that he was very secretive about his contingency plan and plans for immortality, even if Vader had a hunch. So also at this point in the timeline, he prepared the ancient Sith world of Exegol, which we saw in episode 9, for constructing a base of power within the Sith Citadel located on the surface. And he planned to claim the ancient throne of the Sith as his permanent seat of power. Palpatine had a loyal cult following, the Sith Eternal, and they began to experiment with technology and genetic cloning science to expand Palpatine's lifespan. Now the Sith Eternal were those chanting hooded people that we saw in The Rise of Skywalker. Exegol was also home to his most promising experimentations within a vergence of the Force. After the creation of his Sith Empire, Sidious established himself in the old Jedi Temple on Coruscant, transforming it into the Imperial Palace. The Jedi had built the palace atop of the ancient Sith shrine in order to neutralize and cap the dark power that sprang from beneath its depths. Sidious entrusted the reopening and restoration of the ancient temple to droids under the supervision of a protocol droid who was called 11-4D, and this protocol droid was inherited from Darth Plagueis. That's right, my dear friends, Plagueis had his own version of 3PO, but I'm just joking, they were nothing alike. During his rule, Darth Sidious sent explorers to unmapped regions of the galaxy to search for the source of the dark side, believing that it lay there. These explorers that he sent built laboratories on distant moons and asteroids, and as part of his planned contingency, Sidious had Imperial scouts explore the unknown regions while also utilizing extensive resources to seed laboratories, shipyards, and observatories within that same region. Now, while it's doubtful we're going to see any of this in Obi-Wan Kenobi, just a simple nod towards what Palpatine was up to at this point would be very appreciated by fans, even if it's just a simple conversation with Darth Vader about a planet that he's going to. Either way, Palpatine's mission at this point is absolutely fascinating, and one of the many reasons he needs his own spin-off. In the meantime, I really hope he does have a cameo in the Kenobi series. It would be such a shame if he didn't. And overall, the series would not be the same without him. The same goes for Qui-Gon Jinn as a Force voice, and I'm not saying the Obi-Wan Kenobi series needs to be a prequels reunion, but these characters are vital for the journeys of Obi-Wan and Vader respectively at this point in the timeline. Palpatine was a sick manipulator to Vader for many years, and we need to see that. We saw it in the Vader comics, but now bring it to live action. On the other side of the equation, Obi-Wan was being instructed by Qui-Gon's Force Ghost, so these two cameos would make perfect sense given the context. But now I want to know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Should Palpatine have a cameo in the Kenobi series? Why so or why not? Also, before I go guys, thank you so much for all the support. We're almost at 80,000 subscribers, and this is the road to 100k. You've made this girl a very happy Star Wars fan. Thank you all so much, and if you enjoyed this one, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new, and a huge welcome if you are. And also, if you're feeling generous, please consider becoming a patron. It really helps to support the channel, and you get exclusive videos that are not found here on YouTube, access to my Discord server, and so much more. But otherwise, my dear friends, this is where we part ways. I'll see you in the next one. I'm Star Wars Meg. May the Force be with you always.